I'm saying this because I'm not talking about anybody's wife. But who the fuck is your wife to be the standard? Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
But it's like, okay, like, so, like, and you know what it is, yeah? You see your life as successful. I don't. You see your marriage as successful. I don't. These are the same people that say, yeah, but I'm married. I'm this. But your husband is cheating on you. Your husband is in 5 women's DMs. This is the guy that you're holding to a standard and said, oh yeah, I stayed a virgin and I was 23 with no tattoos and no masters for this guy.
For my thoughts, cause you know I'm trying to change. If I ever took a loss, charge it to the game. When we see guys, we don't.
Yeah, the beginning.
Oh, we back.
Anyways, we're back. We are charging.
Bang, bang.
This is the podcast with highest level analysis the culture needs. I'm Daddy J, but you man can call me Jordan. When I'm your way.
You know it's girl's favorite voice, big ditch, no good, no Midas touch.
So
wait.
Okay, comment.
We're first of all, we are the podcast of the year.
For what, 2 weeks? We'll get into all of that.
Hold our fucking title.
We have 6 weeks left.
Let's hold our fucking. You know what? The timing was impeccable because literally the day before we dropped,
They said, by the way, this year's always like, yeah.
So now that the season's coming around, just let you know, niggas, we the current title holders.
Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe.
Yeah. Oh,
Come
Rob. Some of you guys, we told you to subscribe. You actually subscribed.
Yeah.
Be like them.
Be like them.
So take a second. We're gonna pause. Go down there and subscribe.
What was it? 84% weren't subscribed that were watching last night?
Yeah,
and
bro.
Now,
Now it's probably 80.
Hey, a win to win.
A win to win. Fam, you know it's a win when Spotify is coming to take it.
Spotify called me out. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah,
I said, yo.
We've been using other people's songs as intros for until Joe came out with
Dufflin. And then they were like, yeah.
Spotify was calm with it.
they said, we see you guys moving things. Can you please remove these songs? And then, we recorded Sunday, yeah? And now it's like, obviously today is like, we're going to record Thursday again. I said, Didge, what are we going to talk about in 4 days? And then Didge says to me, Jordan, the internet will provide. And boy, did the internet provide.
Boy, does the internet fucking provide.
As we're talking off air, yeah? Sometimes if you see things on social media and they're not directed to you, broski, don't take it personal.
People love
just
jumping
see it for what it is.
People love jumping in front of bullets that don't have their name on it.
I get it. I get we all see triggering tweets and we all see things that are maybe get us emotional and get us reactive, but most times it's not even about you. But then you're gonna go on this timeline. Yesterday I was on the live, yeah, and people were going Bible verse for Bible verse. People
Wait.
People opened up the
was KD in there?
No, people coming to control. They said, "What domination? Wait, what's it? Denomination are you from?" I was like, "What's going on?"
So wait, we're doing Catholic versus Protestant now.
Let me give people context of what we're talking about. Yeah. So a couple of days ago, I'm chilling on the timeline, and a guy I used to know, he tweeted, "Young lady."
Good.
Sorry, let me say this. Don't waste your most fertile years in pursuing a master's. Find a husband and get married instead. You'll thank me later. Next tweet. Be like my wife.
Aye.
She married young, debt-free, a virgin with no tattoos.
Oh my god.
Look, I'm not here. I don't want to be talking about people's wives. I want to put that to the side because people talk about my wife, me, I'll be upset. So I'm not going to do what people. I'm not going to do that. But the fact is, if you make someone the standard, it's actually unfair that if you put on the social media and say, oh, this is the standard, you're signed up to be cooked.
Bro, she's getting cooked for no reason.
I remember Nissy T that used to do back chats ages ago. She used to back chat anyway. She was on a cast. Her and her husband.
Wait. Is that the one that said, haha, your mom's dead?
No. That was another one. This was her and her husband. They're married and they came and they were boasting about their marriage. And the husband said to a young lady, "Oh, are you jealous?" Something about her being jealous because you're not married. They said, You're not even good looking anyway. Why are you boasting about your marriage? The fact of the matter is, if you go on the timeline and you start bragging about your situation and you start putting your situation on the pedestal, you're going to get cooked. And to his point, yeah, I understand there's people that are still traditionalists, and that's fine. We've already established that a lot of men, more than you think, if they could have the traditional dynamic where they are the breadwinners and earn a lot of money and the woman can look after the home, they would. And I think even me and you were like, yeah, if I could pattern down that guy and pattern up the house financially, my wife didn't have to worry about the finances and she could make a nice home, I would do it. Having a traditional mindset isn't the issue. Obviously, you can think that way. We're not all a monolith. But it's just the way you phrased it, bro. The way he said, "Be like my wife." Don't get a master's degree.
Oh God! Don't get a master's degree. Don't get tattoos and stay a virgin. And you know the funniest thing about this year? So you're telling her not to essentially up her earning potential, yeah? To get with a man that earns 30K.
As long as you can, like that way of thinking is so outdated. And I will say, okay, in all seriousness, I will say that this is why it's so important for everybody of every like religion, whatever book you believe in. It's so important to have discernment because people can lead you astray. They're not saying he's a false prophet. I don't know him that way, but there is false prophets out there that exist that are going to maybe manipulate or misinterpret the Bible. Not maybe misinterpret isn't even the right word, but interpret it the way they see fit or the way they view life. And they're selling that message to you. Their interpretation might not translate to the way you live your life. He could be in a position where he is able to provide and protect and look after his family and take care of them, be the man of the house, and his wife can't stay at home. And so therefore, he's using that message to be like, well, if I can do it, this is the way it should be. But don't go on the internet and looking at these people, again, as your savior.
but you know what it is? I think some people, especially religious people, they like, and I'm not even saying it's a bad thing, but they take the word literally word for word and exactly what they interpret it as, and it's like, if you don't believe in this exactly, you're wrong. But bro,
that's what he was saying.
Did they have masters back then? Did they have Instagram back then?
That's like literally what he was saying. He was saying like, that's what the Bible said. And the people have to be like, yeah, but you have to read it in the context in which it was written. That's the context. They wrote it within this context, and you're trying to use this context to apply to today, and that's just not gonna work. But
yeah, like, I don't know, man. Like, but for me, anyways, like you said, when I see something on Twitter or something, even if I feel like they're talking about me, you talking about me?
There's a couple of times I've seen tweets of like, is that my charger?
Bro.
Anyways.
When you support it in the group chat, and I was like, it's like, do you guys think this is about you? I was like, it doesn't have my name on it.
I understand why it could be, but it doesn't have a name on it. But yeah, I just kept scrambling.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, imagine we hop out the window now, yeah? And we start. Dave, it's Dave that hops out the window. Dave is ready to ride down. Don't even insinuate that it's about charging. Dave's ready to ride down.
The minute there's even an inkling that it could be about it, it's like, hey, he's outside.
That podcast with two black guys, Dave's out. Dave's outside. But it's like, now you come out spraying, and it turns out it's not even about you. And it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, no, and I think that's what happened. A lot of, obviously, there's people with masters, like Fiona was saying, it's like, it's mostly the masters and the depth I have that stop me from finding my husband. She was joking, she was actually talking very well, but there's a lot of women also that came out and started going back and forth with him, because we do live in a society where women have tattoos, women have masters, maybe some have depth, and maybe some aren't virgin. So it feels like you are, and the way it was phrased in a very judgmental and condescending way.
Oh, 100%.
Like, and for him not to, I hate people that like play like, oh, what? I was just giving my opinion. Nigga, don't be dumb. Like, you're not a dumb guy. Don't be stupid. You know what to do.
And respectfully, and this is not about you, brother. I'm saying this because I'm not talking about anybody's wife. But who the fuck is your wife to be the standard? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, not him, obviously. But it's like, okay, like, so, like, and you know what it is, yeah? You see your life as successful. I don't. You see your marriage as successful. I don't. These are the same people that are saying, yeah, but I'm married, I'm this, but your husband is cheating on you. Your husband is in 5 women's DMs. This is the guy that you're holding to a standard and said, oh yeah, I stayed a virgin and I was 23 with no tattoos and no masters for this guy.
That's a good point. It's good not to but yeah, you cannot. The minute, and I think that was even unfair. Like in that case, I think that's unfair on her, because you're just setting up to me. Because then I start seeing the slander, and then people, I'm like,
you get what I'm saying?
I'm like, it's not fair on her because she didn't ask for this.
And
she didn't put herself out there to be asked for this. Yeah,
you know that Twitter is intelligent as fuck. They will come out with some slanders that you've never even thought of before. Shit that will hurt your feet. You know that one is crazy that you've never said to anybody else. They'll find that and they'll start tweeting about it.
Someone tweeted, "Wait, his wife is white." Dang.
You know what?
I said, yeah.
You know what?
Never on this platform.
You know what?
Never on this platform.
Like, even if your wife was black, you should have gone cooked. But the fact that she was white as well, and you're a black guy, bro, there was no way you were coming out of that. And then the funniest thing I saw was before Dongo's live. I didn't see the live or anything. man put a picture of him studying his
The
Bible.
Bible, he highlighted which part is gonna. This brings my other part here. My second part to this, yeah. All this being said, there's a part of me that 100% respect, if it's not hate speech, people that have an opinion and they're willing to stand on it. Because I'm like, sometimes, even racist, yeah? If you have a racist opinion, and at least I know.
Yeah.
At least I know that's what you're about. Because I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, you didn't waver. You didn't let it. Because some people come back then and said no. They'll try to even clarify. I do tweets.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't mean that having tattoos wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't. Standing on this shit. Sometimes you gotta respect it.
Especially with I think the tweet had like 4.3 million views at one point, over 1,000 quote tweets, and then he said, "Just because I'm getting cooked doesn't mean I'm wrong." I was like,
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes just because you're getting cooked doesn't mean
no,
you're
no,
wrong.
that's
However,
true.
in this situation, bro, like I honestly, I just don't understand putting your wife in fire.
Yeah, no, that was unfair.
Like, bro, you threw your wife under the bus.
Yeah.
Like, she's not going around. Well, I don't know your wife, but I assume she's not going around saying that. Live your life like me.
Yeah.
And now you just threw her under the bus, bro.
To the wolves on bro. And then people,
not even Instagram, Twitter.
He's Congolese, so I was seeing the tweets in Lingala towards him. I'm like, God. God. Oh, I don't even want to repeat because it's on Twitter. Because sometimes, but I will say this is what happens sometimes. Like, we all think, because we operate within an echo chamber, so we think people all think a certain way because you've curated your timeline, your algorithm, your internet to kind of reinforce your beliefs and the way you see the world. So sometimes when you see people that maybe view the world differently, it can shock people. But in that quote tweets, like within his tweets, there's a lot of people also agreeing. There's a lot of people saying like what he's saying isn't wrong, and the sentiment I can understand wanting to be a traditionalist, but you can't say your highest value is to be a mother, or your highest value, because who are you to determine someone's highest value? Now, he said it's biblically that it's written and be fruitful and multiply. It is, but if the person and their relationship with God, they said like, okay, this wasn't even God. Jafaris came here, he says, people see my values in music, but I see my purpose is helping people. Just because we see his value within music doesn't mean that's how he viewed himself. So you just can't put your beliefs and reinforce them on other people. I get it. I get the sentiment, and I get that when he's obviously talked about in life. He's a recent father, so he's like, oh, I feel like I have my purpose, and this is my purpose. I understand it to a degree, but then reinforcing everybody to say this is what your life should be.
Yeah, but also the other thing is, so masters is stopping you from getting married.
he said on the Kevin said your most fertile years. But by the time you do a degree, you do a master's. I was just listening to him. I was like, but then someone said to him like, where does in the Bible they say those are your most fertile years? He says, oh, but that's biology. And then they said like, but isn't your argument biblical?
You know what? When people start breaking it down like that, and you know what it is, yeah?
Like they're cooking.
You know what it is, yeah? Like how much, okay, I'm going to say this. It's one of them situations for me, right? The fact that there's so many different versions of the Bible.
Yeah.
How much of it is lost in interpretation?
Yeah.
And how much of it is like, okay, we're telling stories now, yeah? How much of it is like, we've played Chinese whispers in secondary school. What started this way didn't end the same way. How much of it is lost in, I remember a different way, this happened this way, this happened this way. You know what? The English back there wasn't the greatest. Let me just spruce this up a little bit. Even
in the Bible quote that he references, like 1 Timothy 5:14. I went to read it because I was like, again, this is important. Have discernment, learn to do your own research. Don't let people think for you. The Bible says young widows, but on Twitter he was saying young women, and I'm like, can you see how? Maybe that's what his version of Bible also said. Yeah, maybe it is.
Maybe he's using King James version, and you're using NVG.
And I'm using a different version. So I'm just like, to your point, that's what you have to and then you have to read things within the concept it was written. Because I can take a verse and give you that verse and interpret it and that's why we did poetry in English. We all took the same verse of the same poet and translated and interpreted in completely different ways. And we were all told nobody's wrong. If you see that the blue curtains means depression, that's why someone is blue. Or if you just see it's a color that signifies he's happy, whatever you saw that. So
I'm not gonna lie to you, low key, like there's been a couple of times where I've like been heavy on the God thing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like I'll be reading the Bible and bro, it's when you go to church and the pastor's giving this whole long sermon. I'm like, I read that. How the hell did you get that from that?
I was like, I just didn't see it that
Bro,
way.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
And so like,
Nah,
I don't know,
shout
man.
out to bro, shout out to bro, man. But I get it. You can be a traditionalist. I don't think because on the live he kind of like when he was speaking and he was putting everything in context compared to what he was saying on his tweet, it was two different things. Because when he was speaking on the live within context, he was just like saying, "No, it's like." I feel my purpose. He started to personalize it, but that's the thing. Your tweet wasn't personalizing it.
Mm-hmm.
When you personalize it, nobody can tell you how to live your life.
Yeah, if that's if how your life went and you're happy with it,
yeah,
perfect.
Nobody can say. The funniest part was like, were you knackered before before you were married? And they said, yeah, because being 19 in Dublin to be a virgin, you must have been doing something right. And then they said, damn, you saying Dublin is a city of hoes. They said you can't be 19 and be a virgin here.
I remember what's good. I remember
that was funny.
Someone I know, like. He had this weird thing, like he wanted to marry a virgin or whatever. And my mom just goes to him, how many girls have you taken a virginity that you want to marry a virgin?
See what I mean? In that case, he was like, yeah, no, I couldn't ask anybody else of that. But that was the funniest thing that happened on the internet this week. I just like, just don't, if it's not about you, just take it for what it is. I understand it was judgmental, and I understand maybe you have a master's, tattoos, and you're not a virgin. I understand why you can internalize it, but who is he? Respectfully, but who is he to give that opinion for you to internalize it?
Fuck what you think.
Yeah.
But then again, you know what though? If the whole internet kind of thought like me or you, well, not you, because you love the internet. Because you, bro, like I said, the internet will provide.
If the internet all was just like, because I'm there, I'm kicking, I'm like saying, this guy's utterly ridiculous. Because I know him, he's completely my brain, but this guy's utterly ridiculous. But then I'm like, oh, people are actually, and I think it's, John Tambo said, there's a trend right now going on within Christianity. And I think once you use the Bible to misrepresent your point, you are tapping into people's core beliefs and people's core feelings. A lot of people now, so they feel like they have to defend their word because who are you? And that's how false prophet, again, not saying brothers are false prophet, but that's how these things kind of start. And you know?
Yeah, but I'm not going to lie to you. The most annoying people are the people that were living life a certain way. They found God, and now all of a sudden, because they're living now what the Bible says or whatever, we're all living wrong.
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
You were one of us 10 minutes ago. Relax, cool down, bro.
That was the story as well. I said I was converted when I was 19, and this is the story, and I'm like, fair enough.
Yeah,
man,
exactly.
fair.
But like, cool down, man. Like, I don't know. It's just how I've always thought about it was, for me, anyways, how I take religion and stuff like that. It's like it's my personal relationship with God.
Yeah,
and it's like if God sees my heart in certain shit, like.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
And that's a lot of people. That's more people should move, like, you know. And don't like if so last week. Don't force anything. Just move that way. Tej, do you know another thing I saw this week? Yeah, sports is one of my passion. So, but then I was realizing sometimes I kind of stray away from. But this is really sports specific. You see what they did to the runners-up of the African Cup of Nations in Libya. So.
First of all, put some respect on African.
Is that not a factually correct statement?
I actually don't like you.
What I said there is actually correct.
Okay, break it down to me because like I was busy. I wasn't really on the internet
like,
too tough.
This was even bigger than sports. And that's kind of what I want to talk about it because it's not into the intricacy. So, African Cup of Nations happen again in Morocco in 2025. So pretty much in like 3 months. They're playing the qualifiers. So Nigeria have a qualifier to play in Libya. They fly over to Libya and they land in Libya just treating them like shit. No hospitality. They keep them in the airport for 16 hours. No internet, no food. They couldn't charge their phones. It's like, at some point, it's like a human rights thing that you're violating people's human right to like shelter needs, whatever. They come to your country, they're playing your national team. You have to treat them with a certain level of decorum. We live in Ireland. If Iceland came to play Ireland, I'm sure the FAI or even their FA will organize hotels, buses, everything to accommodate them.
You guys are superstars.
But this is happening in Libya. What's annoying me is like as a sports fan, forget the sport. The business of it is like when the AFCON happens every year, they ask these players, Victor Osimhen, Boniface, Ademola Lookman. These are like top European players.
Yeah,
their clubs are already apprehensive to let them go to these clubs. Every journalist they ask them like, "Oh, are you going to play in the Euros?" And some African players I've gotten annoyed of saying like, "You never ask all these other Asian players, flipping European players, are they going to represent the country?" But when it comes to us, you ask us why you're representing our country.
Also, it's in the middle of the season as well.
Yeah. Yes. So what annoys me is when we do stuff like this as a continent, as an FA, or as Africans, yeah, we're just reinforcing these people's like already built-in. If I am Napoli of Bayer Leverkusen, why these players are 100 million assets? Like, why now do I let my guy go to represent? And now they have a right to say, like, no.
Especially in the middle of the season when we need you.
When we need you. And a lot of teams lose pace on the season because they lose their best players. So I just thought it was like, it's stupid. We shoot ourselves in the foot. And these people already don't want to let go of their players, or they don't want their middle of the season, their best African players to not be a part of the season. Then when you see stuff like this, well, what's the word I'm looking for? We're just reinforcing their already beliefs against us. We're giving them ammunition to kind of be like, yeah, see, this is why we don't let our players go. You don't treat them right. Other case, we have our kids here. And we always say, oh, our kids should play for the African countries. Oh, I want Fix to represent this African country. Me not looking at that. Why would I let my son go to Libya for 6 months? You as a parent even, like, people are saying their grandparents are calling them saying, when are you going to get home? How are you going to get home? Just even from the optics, I'm like, oh, our best players play for the European countries here. They'll be good if they could represent their countries one day. But when you see stuff like this, it's like, we also have to make progress. We also have to be able to sell playing for your home nation. You have to, yes, AFCON is great banter and we love it on the timeline. Everybody gets really patriotic. But when African football puts this stuff at the forefront, it's kind of like, am I comfortable even seeing your kid or someone's kid? I know it doesn't happen regularly, but it happens often enough that there's always problems. Like, and we don't help ourselves. The federations, the CAF Federation. So when I saw the Nigerian team be there and they're on Twitter and they're talking about all these human rights violation, I'm like, silly, because then come January, this club, from a business standpoint, if I'm buying Leverkusen and Nigeria say, oh, we want big Victor Boniface to come to play for Niger, I would say that's my £80 million asset. I am not letting them go into that country. Do you know? Or do you feel? Would you feel it's right that for these clubs now to be even more apprehensive for this to happen?
Like I think like just the fact of where the competition, like when the competition is placed, we're already at a loss.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, it's bang smack January.
Yeah.
Like we're getting into the more business end of the season.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's say Atlanta, that Lookman is balling out
Yeah,
right now.
this is Ballon d'Or nominee.
Yeah, he's balling out right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, wait. So we're not gonna have him for when we need him.
Yeah.
Also, it's not like he's going over getting the best treatment. You're not playing on the best pitches.
There's already things stacked up against us, and we're not.
Why am I letting you go?
Yeah.
Like, I pay your bills at the end of the day. Why am I letting you go?
And the players have to enforce. And again, then we kind of drag them for racism. We say it's racism. You guys wouldn't treat it. But from a business point of view, when I step back, sometimes I'm like, I hear it. Like it's one of those situations where it's kind of like, on a business aspect, I do hear it. Like, bro, this is like, we're in the middle of work right now. And also, this is literally.
like, this is a crazy asset, and you guys just have them no food, no water, just sitting in the airport, just around anybody.
And thank God for at least for social media that they can kind
Actually
of
voice
post
it
and
out.
document, and because if not for social media, who controls the narrative? The Libya journalism, the Libya FA, and the Libya whatever is happening in Libya, they have full control of the narrative. But at least now we can kind of see in the forefront. But the other thing is like, why gets done? It's like sometimes with these things, wherever, not even just Africa, we've spoken about it here. Like, why gets done? Like, there's nothing changed at the end of the day.
Yeah,
and that's discouraging.
But it's just one of those situations where for us as fans that want to support our country, and like for players that actually want to play for their country and all that kind of stuff, it's just like, it's like you're giving them every reason to not want to.
Yeah.
And players like let's say Kobe Mainu, Mbappe,
Yeah.
Pogba, all these people is like, so I could play here for France, potentially win the Euros, which is bigger, and get loved by all these people, and I don't have to leave in between the season and make it a whole fight and all this kind of thing, and I get treated good, I get the best pitches, I get the best everything. Why would I play for Nigeria?
Yeah.
And especially it's like, yeah, cool, my parents are from there, but I've lived here my whole life.
Yeah.
Why would, like, you're not making it appealing at all. And like, I see what John Obi Mikel is saying is like, we don't want you when you're 30, you've held out for England. England didn't call you, now you want to come to us.
Yeah.
But also on the flip side, it's like, as a player, if I have a chance to play over there, I'm going to play over there.
Yeah. No, I get both sides. Like, we don't want to be second best. We want you when you are the 22, 23-year-olds ready to be like on the maybe not ready to be like Zaha. You had potential. You're gonna be the guy, but you never materialized because you didn't materialize to what you're gonna be. Now you're gonna play for Ivory Coast. We'll take it. We'll take it. But at the same time, I do understand that's time for us to get the best players at the very good age. You have to
make it appealing.
Make it appealing,
bro. Like if I'm Osimhen and I'm getting treated well everywhere I go, as right now, like playing for my club, and then I come to try and play for my country, not even on a money thing, just on a patriotism thing. I want to represent my country. And why are you making this harder for me than it already is?
And now my club is looking at it saying like, Osimhen, you pay your bills. We don't want you to go. We don't want you to go there. Well, I kind of want to talk about that because I was like saying like, yeah, I love sports, but sometimes I shy away from sports because I'm like, oh, we have female listeners.
But like the thing is, why did that happen though?
Till now, okay. Libya said when they went to Nigeria for the first game, they were treated badly. It was a tit for tat thing.
Yeah, but I don't know what happened. We didn't leave in the airport for 16 hours or however many hours.
Yeah. But sometimes like, oh, you fucked us up, so we're gonna fuck you up double bad. Allegedly.
Yeah, but
allegedly.
But like the thing is, that's cutting off your nose to spite your face or whatever it is. Yeah. Because now nobody's gonna want to come there. Do you get what I'm saying? Like
countries are gonna be apprehensive to send their players there, and then a lot of people, I think the Nigerian players are saying we should play it on the neutral ground because we're not gonna play in your country like these games anymore.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's income, teams, matches, revenue that you're just denying your own country because you wanted to get your lick back apparently.
And not that the African nations was going to be hosted there.
Yeah.
But like, you kind of ruined that.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's going to want to come there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what's called South Africa and Nigeria have their own beef in that.
Every week you guys are at each other on Twitter.
Yeah, but
every single week it's something. I'm like,
but they got their own beef, and like if we go there, they come there. Like we're still going to be treated. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like there's doing little things that might be inconvenient. Like okay, like when there's like home and away when you go to a club stadium, the away dressing room is never as nice as the home one. We're making it inconvenient for you.
Yeah.
There's not like this is taking the piss. Like this is that's crazy.
Yeah, you're right because it's bigger than just the Nigeria thing. Like South Africa, if they hosted Nigeria for a game and they didn't treat them well, it's not a good look or representation on them. So they have to overlook whatever they have with Nigeria. Say like, because one day. Look, they're still the only country in Africa to host a World Cup. Because one day they might be like, we might host a World Cup, and if FIFA see these shenanigans, what's the reason to say, oh yeah, let's take the World Cup over?
Yeah, this is gonna go back to the UAE.
Yeah, like class World Cup, man. November 10 o'clock kickoff. Take me back.
Do you know what I mean? But Angels advocate,
yeah.
Could we not just private jet the thing? No, like genuinely.
No, you.
There's enough of us to, bro. We bust this down 10 ways.
I hear it, but where do you get the private jet? I hear it. Like they're all millionaires. Well, not all, but like a lot of them are millionaires on their contracts. But I don't know how the logistic of a private jet is.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm surprised Atlanta didn't send the PJ.
Yeah. Look, man, come.
You must stay there, but you.
That's true. Because Norway, the minute Man City finish a match, Odegaard and Haaland doing a private jet to Norway. Yeah. Complain.
But to be fair, I think that's also an indictment on the Nigerian FA because it's kind of like your players are stuck, bro. PJ the thing, bro.
But do you think it's a fear of like, what if we try to land and if they're moving like this and they don't let us land or I don't know. Yeah.
Like it's better to say that I tried to do it and they didn't let us because now the problem isn't we didn't send one because now people are going to be like, why didn't you try and get your players out of it?
No, that's a good point. Because people were like saying on the Twitter, they were saying, why don't the Nigerian FA intervene?
Yeah, get your boys, bro. like that's just it. Go get your boys.
Yeah, no, I hear that. But,
what's called something that hasn't happened in years. Do you remember sponsored walks in school?
Yes. Because
these two little girls came to me yesterday with like their sheet or whatever, and they're like, oh, so I was like, oh, I gotta sponsor you. I remember doing this thing. The dark side in my head, because they had pencil. Because I remember when I used to do it.
Yeah,
we used to you go around with pencil.
Yeah,
get everyone to sign. They say they're gonna do 2. You scrub it out, put 50 cents.
Yeah.
You keep the 150 for yourself. Yeah. I don't know if they're doing that, but I haven't been asked to sponsor a kid for a sponsored walk in ever. I don't think in my adult life.
I have been asked, but I never have cash, which is so difficult for them to like, more difficult for them to do because it's more like of a cashless society. Like I couldn't imagine going to a house when I was like 15 years ago and someone said, "Oh, we don't have cash in the house." You'd be like, "What are you talking about? Everybody has cash." You did it that way. I remember once it was on the teacher left the thing on the table. My friend, I wasn't even thinking. He took 3, gave everybody 1. So you had 2. You had 1 for the school. The minute you got the €20, you give that one back. You had 1 for yourself.
One of my boys did that. One of my boys did that and accidentally knocked on the teacher's door.
I guess you don't know where people live.
Bro, when I was in primary school, yeah, my teacher, like my class teacher, lived right across the street from me. As in, like, bro, I look out my window, I'm looking at her house. So he was the worst thing ever.
No, I haven't seen a sponsored walk in ages. Those are good days, though. You go with non-uniform.
We were eating good back then, man.
you after you buy all this, like we'd go and the walk would start, and as people are going around that walk, going around the corner, me and the boys go the other way and go home and play Bank FIFA for the day. Go Tesco, go Bank FIFA. And you know, back then, school days felt like, if you're home at like 11 to 4, it felt like it was going on for ages. But now if you're doing nothing 11 to 4, it's like 4 o'clock already.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know what was going on. I thought the adults were getting up to some crazy shit when we were in school.
Yeah.
And like when you leave school early, I'm like, so this is the world.
Yeah. You feel like it's a different land because on a Tuesday at 1 o'clock, I've never
experienced this. What's going on?
But now I go. Sometimes I do errands on a Tuesday at 1 o'clock, and I say, "Why is everybody here, man? Don't you have work? Like, why are you outside?
Like,
go home."
Bro, are you not employed?
But and the thing is, back then also, when I did have those days, like I'm sick or something, me and my mom are going to an appointment. It was actually kind of empty at like Wednesday at like 11 o'clock. There was empty. Nobody. But it's so different now. Like you go to Tesco now, people be there, or you go to the gym, people are there. Like, why are you here right now?
Work from home, maybe?
Yeah, no, it definitely did change that because I go here now, work from home.
What's good?
I got
something to charge the game. Well, I got 2 things to charge the game.
On.
I was at the gym yesterday. I think I tweaked something in my neck or something.
You and Tommy. Maybe it's a tall people thing.
No, what's good? Like I was banging shoulders yesterday because recently, yeah, DOMs haven't been hitting me and it's pissing me off.
Yeah,
it's pissing me off because you know what? It makes me feel like I'm not working out.
Oh, like they just told you have to feel like it's working to work.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Bro,
it's working to work.
Like when I'm like I'm lifting, and then like the next day my body's in pain. It's okay, I did some good shit yesterday, but my body's not in pain. I'm like,
did I? But
did you even lift?
You probably just got used to the weight you're on.
Yeah, but I'm up in the shit, bro. Because like the first day it happened, I was like, okay, Dizzy, maybe you're not lifting heavy enough.
Yeah.
So the next day I was like, I made sure, as in like I was lifting. The only reason I didn't go heavier is because I was by myself in the gym and I would have died if I didn't have someone to spot me. And then even apart from that, you're doing supersets and you're literally just going until exhaustion. I started at 1 week, just kept dropping until I literally couldn't move. And I was like, tomorrow this is gonna hurt. Woke up the next day, felt fine. Pissed. But that's one thing. Next thing, yeah. So I have a problem with my car. This has never happened to me before. No, this one isn't peak.
Okay.
So for some reason, yeah. If I turn my heating all the way up, everything is fine. But the minute I click the AC button, my car starts smelling like ass.
Oh.
And it's only when I click the AC button.
Oh.
And I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, there's probably something because the air is letting in. Somebody could have died in there.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if the AC button isn't on,
yeah, it feels fine.
Everything is fine.
Yeah, because you're not the air. It's air conditioner, so the air you're probably letting in. There's probably something.
Yeah. I've
that's gonna cost because AC is.
No. I got warranty, so it's gonna cost them. It's gonna cost them. It's gonna cost me shit.
I saw something. Would you want to bring up something else? Or?
Yeah, no, go.
No, I saw something online. Yeah, before we actually came here. Right? Well, yeah. Safaris is. Do you know? Sorry, this ain't it, y'all.
Yeah, no. What? Nicky's ex.
Yeah. He's getting a restraining order against his ex. It kind of the point I want to talk
against
about.
Erica.
Yeah, because she had a ladder. He caught it on camera. She had a ladder. She was trying to climb into the back of his house, and she sent his explicit pictures to his mom.
Okay.
Now, yeah. Do we take sometimes when we hear this? Yeah. Initial if this was the reverse way around, we'd be like, Jesus, what a monster.
Lock that man
up. Now that it's this way, sometimes our initial reaction isn't as much as like lock her up. Do we take this stuff as serious when it's us as men, or do we also need to set the question? Do we need to also set a precedent also and be like, yo, abuse is also both ways that this shit can happen, or is it just because we're men and we feel like we're powerful and we can defend ourselves?
That's literally what it is.
Kind of help. Yeah,
that's literally what it is because it's like if a guy is sneaking into your house and anything can happen.
Yeah.
If a girl is sneaking into your house,
Nigga, fight back. See what I mean?
But as much as we laugh, that's literally what it is. I think the threat of violence from women is like because you're not fearing for your life. You might be like, this is annoying, and she's acting batshit crazy.
Yeah,
but like you're not really fearing for your life. Whereas the other way around, like you could actually kill this woman.
Yeah, I've never felt in a moment of danger, no matter how angry a woman is at me or whatever.
Sometimes it's cute.
Yeah, do you know what? We're fucked up. We had a problem.
Bro, it's so fucked up. Fam, why is you getting angry making me? You look cute.
Because that's such a good point. Because I've never felt at any moment something's gonna happen to me right now that's gonna go left. I always felt like, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, but that's why it's when it comes to like sexual assault against men as well. It's like you really could just push her off. That's what people are gonna say.
I know.
Like,
I remember. I think I heard it somewhere this week as well. They're like, yeah, I think it's because you can always. We always think that we can always defend ourselves, but I think where it really affects men more, it's when it's maybe the abuse is mental. Or maybe other men. Like, do you know mental abuse? Because you know how we're talking about women can say things and make you feel away or make you feel small. Well, those guys, like, because when it's physical, at least you're saying you can actually just hold them off and defend yourself. And after a while, you're like, nah. Even sometimes when they're getting a bit annoyed, you're like, it's cutie. At no point you think, like, this is going to escalate to the point where I'm going to be in danger. But I think maybe for men, I would say, because I was looking at that, I read the headline, I'm like, geez, that's crazy. I was like, if this nigga jumped over her house and sent basically her explicit pictures to him the other way around.
That's revenge porn. Also,
we need to do better.
You know what they're gonna ask?
We need to do better.
They're gonna ask, what did he do to make her crazy?
Oh, was he cheating?
I think he was actually. Apparently, he was a trash father.
Well, speaking of even cheating, because that's like Kyle Walker. This nigga's stupid. This football player from Man City. He has a wife.
Yes.
4 kids. Cheated on her.
Okay.
Got the
side chick pregnant.
Side chick pregnant. Had a kid. Side chick tried to sue him for everything. Took him to court with the new kid because obviously I have your kid now. I need support. She was asking for an extortion. Court said, nah, you're trying to exploit this man. Leave it alone. Do you know what Kyle Walker does? Fucks her again. Gets her pregnant. Again. And now his wife is divorcing him.
What the fuck do you expect to happen?
Getting the same side chick pregnant twice.
The same one is insane.
After she took you to court to try to take your money as well. I was just thinking, how good is that box?
Bro.
I was just thinking, what's going on over there?
Either you hate yourself and you're trying to you hate your wife and you want this marriage to end, but you don't want to end it that way. Or it must be insane.
Because they said his wife couldn't get over it now after I was like,
obviously.
The first time she tried to get over it and you guys made it work, calm, because you had 4 kids and you've been together for 11 years since she's 20. Like, yeah, you've built a life. Sometimes she doesn't want to let go of that life. She probably look to the same girl. Even if it was a different girl that he got pregnant, maybe. But that's just like a wife. That's just like a wife.
Yeah, literally, you have a second family. You literally have a second family. Yeah,
shout out Kyle Walker though, best right back ever.
That's absolutely wild. So I was driving the other day. Yeah, I was a bit late for trying to get to where I was gonna get to, and I see this woman. She's on the side of the street. She's like hitchhiking. So I'm like, something in me is like, oh, you know, ditch, help out in it. So I pull over and I wind down, and she's like, oh, I need a lift to like the Apple Green or whatever. You know what Apple Green is? So I'm at the top of my estate. You know the top of my estate when you pop left in. So I'm there. I said, I need a lift to the Apple Green. I'm like, look, I'm running late for where I'm going. I can't give you a lift to the Apple Green, but I'll give you a lift to the center, which is
just there.
More than halfway.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not more than that. It's a good like halfway.
Yeah.
She was telling me that, she doesn't have her keys, her phone is dead, whatever. She needs to get to the Apple Green to meet somebody or whatever. I was like, look, I can't help you the full way, but I'll help you a bit. This woman turned me down. You see, the thing is, you
I'm sorry, you might be the problem. I'm sorry. Every week, it might be you.
You see why I need to stop being nice to people. No, but like my problem is, you're not you're not in that bad of a situation if you're turning down help.
She said, was your white woman?
Do we have to ask?
I'm sorry. I don't like victim blaming in this podcast.
Yes, you love it.
She said no, but I can help you halfway. She rejected.
Yeah, because the thing is as well, I had already seen like 3 cars drive past her. So I was like, what do you want? And it's like, yeah, like I was like, look, I can't. And she's like, oh, please. She's like, please, can you take me to Fulham? I'm like, look, I got my own shit to do. I'm late for where I'm going. I can't go out of my way to take you there, kind of a situation. But I will take you halfway.
She probably thought like I can get better arrangements right now. Bro. Did you think after 20, 10 minutes she sat there, she was like, should I take that lift? Because if I took the lift and walked by now, I'd probably be there already.
Bro, because I don't know how long she's been there already.
Yeah,
and like I saw people just driving past her. I was even the dickhead that was trying to be nice and be like, look, babes, I'll give you a lift halfway.
Have you ever hitchhiked?
Not hitchhiked, because come on. But one time I was walking to school mad early. I think I was in like maybe like third year or something. It was mad early. It was foggy. This white van pulls up beside me. White man in the car. He's like, do you want a lift? For some reason, I got in the car.
You got in a white
in a white van with a white man.
God.
Except I wasn't completely oblivious. I had one hand here on the seatbelt just in case. One hand here on the seatbelt. Wait, hold on. Seatbelt comes. Hand on the seatbelt like this. Hand near the thing. So if I needed, I had my plan right out. Turn, kick, seatbelt, open door, roll out.
Did you think it's Steven Seagal? He thinks it's gonna be an action movie. And he actually just dropped you.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the thing about the world now, yeah? The world is so fucked up that it kind of stops nice people from being nice.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Because like, there's been times where I'm driving down the street, yeah, and I like, you know, like the back roads to Navan, like not like when you go through like Dunshaughlin and them places, yes. And like, there's like random bus stops. I've seen people like hitchhiking, and bro, I know that bus ain't that frequent, and sometimes it just don't come, and it's just kind of like. Yeah, but you can be on madness. Yeah. And is it worth me putting my life at risk to help you? Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, even that guy, like, it was a shit day to be walking to school. It was early in the morning. It was cold. It was like, you could barely see. It was foggy. So he was probably just like, oh, look, kids on the way to school. Why the fuck not? Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's kind of like...
Yeah, no, I hear it. I hear that we've... I think someone was saying this, like, the idea of community is kind of dying more and more every day. Like, even just that, like, within Navan... Maybe 30, 40 years ago, everybody kind of knew each other. So if you got in someone's car and they give you a lift to school, it wouldn't be like a thing. Like, this was the community. I remember when I went to Donegal, I went to Buncrana. It was a small town. Like, everybody knows each other. Like, there's the guy, comes and he's in the pub drinking and everybody's driving home after. Because he's everybody. Like, everybody knows. Everybody knows each other. But I think, like, especially bigger towns, anyway, that's why you go to, like, London. The idea of community in London is non-existent.
Yeah, because you can't have that. Yeah. Like, the most you can have is, like, maybe in your one block. Yeah, or something like that. Literally. But, like, because even, excuse me, when I used to go to school, like, obviously, the black community was pretty small. My mom owned the shop as well, so she kind of knew, most people knew who I was already. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, the highlight of my day sometimes was I'm walking home with this heavy-ass bag, and I see one auntie, they pull over, they say beep beep, and I hop in the car and I get the lift home. I used to love that. Bro, it's the best thing ever. However, now that I'm older, I'm not aware of everybody that is there. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, I get that. The best example is like, there's two twins. Actually, it turns out they're not even twins. But there's two girls that live literally 6 doors away from me. I'm talking about, like, I walk out of my house, look to the right, I can see their house right there, right? And some mornings I'll be driving, and I see them on the road. But the thing is, I don't know if they know me like that. I would give them a lift, but you don't want to appear like, and you don't want to kind of them to feel the sense of danger. Did you get what I'm saying? Unless it's a short, and I think the way you described it with your mom, the aunties, it's like, I think that dynamic probably works better because sometimes we're older, so we remember kids that were kids when we were like, oh, but they might not remember us. But for example, if me and my neighbor Ebbs, I'll be around his kid. If I saw his kid working, that dynamic might work better rather than my mom's friend who was like 6. But now I see them at 21. It'd probably be different because like Ebbs' kid probably might be friends with your kid. Yeah, and he's aware of you. That's it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And like the thing is like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They live right there. Yeah. So I think they know my face, obviously. Yeah. But we don't have that rapport. Dynamic. Do you get what I'm saying? No, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's one of those things. A black guy. Because think about it. When we were like 15, let's say, her moms would have had friends, kids that were like 4 or 5, and now we're seeing them like in their teen years, and we're like, oh, I remember you. Maybe you remember me, maybe you don't. So if I stop and ask you for a lift, just allow it. I'm just gonna keep driving. Like, so I do get like, we want to be communal, but we also don't want to appear free, like the creepy, or we don't, or maybe not even appear creepy. Just don't want them to feel like who's feeling danger. Just it's better for me to go because I don't want you to feel like
I was walking to school and a black guy in a car in a Mercedes just stopped by me today and that ruined your day.
You know what as well? Like I was talking to someone during the week and they were just like we're just having a conversation about like when they were in school and shit like that. And she was like, she'd be in school, obviously walking home, and like these weird uncles and shit like are looking at her and all this kind of shit. Bro, this is a girl in school uniform. You know, like you can't even say, oh, you didn't know she was young.
Them uncles are fearless. Them uncles are moving to like their kids' friends, and their kids' friends will call them uncle. Like, I know your daughter. Like those uncles, it was a different level of like.
But you know what it is, yeah. I like growing up and like speaking to women about their younger years and stuff like that. We grew up so fucking differently.
Yeah.
Because ain't no uncle looking at me.
It's no 100%. It's a different reality. Like even. I mean, yeah, to your point, like you talk to them and you remember they'll tell you about which uncles or their dad's friends were on them. You're like, but we were 15. And they're like, yeah.
Bro, I swear to God, yeah. So when I was like 14 or whatever, there was this girl, I had a massive crush on this girl, like whoever, we were talking, we were mad cool or whatever, yeah. And the barber in my mom's shop, why am I competing with the girl that's my age with this fucking 30-year-old with a wife and kid?
You've lost already.
What? She found him creepy too.
Yeah.
But like, nigga, you 30.
You have kids.
We're 14.
No.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I remember there was a specific friend of mine that was the same, and she and it's annoying to say, but she kind of just got desensitized to it from a young age. Because she was like, let's say, developed early, but she was still 15. But they, you know, especially those uncles, they see development as you becoming a woman, like in quotation marks. So they would kind of like already try to toast her or try to move to her or even try to set her up with other older guys. I say, oh, I have someone for you, and you be talking about this guy. He's finishing college now. You guys can be together. And I said, we're in second year. Why are you trying to look like what's going on here? Yeah,
bro, she's 13.
Yeah, no,
like, bro, like it's like I actually don't. I don't think sometimes, like for a lot of women, it's like, because it's happened to so many of them, and it's like normalized, that's kind of like desensitized, they're kind of desensitized to shit. But like,
when we hear it,
bro, when I hear it, like the first time I was hearing stories like this, they were just talking about this shit like it was normal. And I'm sitting there like, I thought he was a regular guy.
Yeah. That was just uncle.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And those stories that they tell that people used to pull up in their cars after school to pick up people with kids, like I've seen that with my eyes. You're finishing school, you're 15, like to your point, the girl you have a crush on, you're like, okay, you're trying to build up the courage, like, okay, maybe let's go talk to her. Okay, today's the day, I'll leave the boys and I'll just go talk to her. You're building, you know, you're young, you're trying to build up that bravado. And then this guy just pulls up in the car and says, yo, come over, and it starts talking to her for ages. And then you're kind of like walking slow, hoping that eventually she'll start walking again as she catches up. Before you know it, you're over there and she's still back there with the car. You're like, oh, man.
Or what's called, she's waving at you from the car. And the worst part about it, now that we're older, bro, it was a piece of shit. The car was a piece of trash. It wasn't even a mark.
It was a Fusion 206. Shout out to Fusion 206. I used to have a Fusion 206.
I was good. In fact, one door is different color to the rest of the car.
But you had a car,
bro. And you know what? Like, I fucking vividly remember one of my friends when we were like 16. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm dating this new guy." Blah 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 blah. I was like, "Yeah, cool. How old is he? 25."
Jesus.
She just said it like it was cash, and I was like, "Are you like is that okay?" Like, bro, like, oh my god, bro, it's just so like.
Yeah, like you get older, you like even then you thought, I was like, why is it? And then you start to think that like, now I'm 25. Like, okay, when I'm 25, I'm gonna get the girls out. Like your mindset's like, oh, okay, so he has a car. But then you get to 25, you're like, wait, those niggas are creeps. You're like,
you know
that's not okay. That's not an okay thing to
like,
do.
by the time I had my own car and I wasn't driving my mom's car. What the fuck am I doing at this secondary school?
Picking up a 4-chair in school uniform.
Like the fuck?
Or those rice venue on Twitter.
Bro!
Why would I go back there, man?
Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's not even like, oh, you know, people use fake IDs, they go to clubs and you meet them in the club, wherever. Bro, you're picking this girl up in school uniform. Do you not have shame?
No, they didn't.
Like, bro, that's the thing.
But if you look at, even if you look at a lot of them, like now, they turn out to be pieces of shit as well.
Yeah, bro, man.
They did. So it kind of like, I was on brand for what you were doing. Because none of them turned up, like, the ones I know, none of them really turned out to be like a stand-up guy. That this is, like, look at my friend. You don't have to look at my wife.
But the thing is, like, I hate putting that narrative on it because there's bare stand-up guys that are just weirdos.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like what we do in the society sometimes is that we attach certain... You can't be successful and be a pedophile. You can't be successful and be a R-word and this and that. And it's like, bro, you can be you can come across as a great guy and be that.
Still be a piece of
you
shit.
could be a very successful guy and be that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you could have been... At 25, you could have been picking up 15 euros from school, and at 30, you could be a multimillionaire. It doesn't one doesn't take away from the other.
None of them turned out to be close to that. That's what I'm saying. All of them turned out to you just see their lives and you're like, yeah, you were on course for what the lifestyle you live now. Like you're because you ever have those guys in school, yeah, but you didn't know, maybe it was intuition or whatever, you didn't know what it was, but they just gave you like weirdo vibes or something about them was just like you're just off. Something's just off, and then later in life you kind of see how it played out. You're like,
you're a bomb.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I kind of expected it to play out this way.
Oh, that's why you're buying 15-year-old alcohol. That's why.
But then you see some people also that you're like, it's not gonna end up well for you, and then they actually turn it around. They're like, oh shit, that's a fair play.
But to be fair, a lot of times one good year, especially nowadays,
that's what we always say. Yeah, one good year can change your life around. But Dej,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead first.
I was walking down the street the other day,
yeah,
and this uncle that I don't know who the fuck he is, he just goes like, Kiwa now, like it just means like, greet us in it. And it just kind of brought me back to being a kid, right? So obviously, mom had a shop in small town, whatever. It was a thing. If I didn't greet these uncles or aunties, it was a fucking, you know. Because obviously we have the duality where you,
yeah.
But like you're with your boys, with the white boys and everything. You see this auntie, you're not trying to do the, so you kind of do the.
Yeah,
play off it.
I remember the first time I had to do it because it was that I didn't know that you guys do that. We just say bonjour tonton and whatever, you keep it brief, and I didn't do it. This guy scolded me, and then they had to be like, no, daddy's Congolese, they don't do that.
Yeah, because like they respect things so far, so like it was a thing, and like, bruv, they go snitch to my mom.
Yeah,
and if you snitch to my mom, I have a problem now. Like it's a huge problem for us, kind of a situation. So like obviously now I'm getting older and all this kind of shit. When I moved to Galway, it's like there's only one auntie that I knew in Galway. So like, bro, if I'm looking at you and I've never met you before, what am I greeting you for?
Yeah.
So like now there's bare blacks in Navan and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of like, at our big age, do we still go out of our way to like greet some of these older people that I don't know you, bro? And the worst part about it is for me as well. Sometimes people are like, yeah, you got son, and I'm like, yeah. But I don't know who the fuck you are. So it's kind of like, it puts me in the weird position.
My question to you is like, is it, even now you're 29 now, is it like, if you know them and they're like your mom's friend, regardless of age, you must greet them that certain way? Even if you're 40 and they were 60, let's say.
Yeah, but the thing is like, I'm not touching the ground for you, bro.
Yeah. How would you do it now? They're just standing up to do it. Okay, and that's like a thing regardless of what age you are, as long as they're like your mom's friend, you would greet them that way.
Like, it's a sign of respect, like, you know what I mean? Because like, bro, when I was 16, you're a certain age, the age gap is still the same.
Yeah.
So like,
but like, my point is like, now you're also a man and adult, because sometimes like I think it maybe frustrates me a bit, because she's like, I'm a 30-year-old married mom. Why do I still have to like greet you to that level? Or like, because I remember there was an auntie at a funeral and she was like really entitled about the respecting, and like the way like she viewed it is like, yes, I still show respect, but just because the gap is still the same. But there's also a certain level of respect that my status in life has also changed, that you also have to meet me with a certain level of respect. Because back then it was like, once you're 16 and someone is 30, they're just old respect. Whatever they can talk to whatever way they want, they can say whatever they just can speak to you, say, you've gotten fat. Like, they can just talk, and you just have to eat it. But when now we're like, yo, I'm an adult too. You just can't talk to me like, oh, you've got, like, you got up to, that's what I'm asking. It's like, are you still expected to have the same level of like?
See, the thing is, we're at this age now. Respect is reciprocal.
Yeah. That's what I'm asking.
If you move back to me, I'll move back to you. And you know what's gonna happen? You can't snitch to my mom now, because my mom will look at you like, what did you say?
Yeah.
So like,
That's
do you
what
know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
there's
what I was
certain things like there's certain things you can't like just can't run now. Do you get what I mean? And also, what the fuck are you gonna do? Beat me?
Yeah, and that's it. Because I still call people Tantine and Tonton before their name. Like that's what you just do. Because like Tonton, like that's what we do. We just add the Tonton and Tantine before you greet because they're older and they're your mom's friends, whatever. And back then it's like, whatever you just greet them, whatever they say back to you, you just have to eat them. You just have to be like, well, auntie said this, and then sometimes your parents even defend them. But now I'm just kind of like, you just can't talk to me anyhow.
No.
You just can't.
Watch yourself.
We just not even like I'm gonna be disrespectful. I'm still gonna meet you with that level of respect. But back then you could just be like, oh, Jordan, this is you go do this for me. Go do this. I was like, it can't be on that thing anymore. So they also have to come with a level of respect. It just can't be like, greet me now. Who are you?
Yeah, but
who are you?
Because when he said that to me, like it was just like when you just get taken aback for a second. I was like,
yeah, who was it?
I don't know. It was just one older uncle. I was like, yeah.
See what I mean? Like, it's.
What do you get what I'm saying? But it's like, because for me, because my mom was low-key bait.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
She had a shop in like in Navan,
so she's low-key bait, and for that reason, like, there's bare times where people will be like, they'll damn near call me. They'll either call me by my brother's name because they think I'm him or something like that, or like they'll call my like, oh yeah, Yinka's son or something like that. Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, oh shit, you know me, like you know my mom, whatever. I've probably encountered you sometime in life. I just don't remember. So sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, good evening, man. Like, are you alright? Blah 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 blah, kind of a situation. But I'm also like, I'm not just going around greeting a bunch of random like
right here.
Like the thing is, you're walking past me. You didn't acknowledge me. You didn't say like you didn't say. Greet us is what you said. Like that's all you said to me. Like Kiwa now.
They just walk around kind of like maybe expecting the respect. But going back, like being in Lagos, I will say there was one thing I noticed is like respect is ingrained within the culture.
Bro, it's in the language.
Yeah. It's like obviously I don't know that, but like just being there, it's like ingrained with like the way people even talk to you and conversations you have, like when you're seeing someone talk to someone older or subordinate, even talking to like a manager, it's ingrained with that respect dynamic is just ingrained within it. So I kind of get it, but that's what I was asking. Is like for our age, because I remember when Simi was saying, I was like, these aunties still talk to me like I'm a small girl, and sometimes it's like it has to be reciprocal now. It just can't be like you can talk to me one way and I just have to eat it. And now because there'll be cases where they'll tell their mom that auntie's not coming to this event of mine. And I was like, the mom's like, why? It's like, the way she talks to me. And the mom doesn't get it. It's like, oh, that's how they talk. That's how they talk. I'm like,
Really? No. She's gotten away with it for too long.
Yeah.
Tell her, this is my event. Put some respect on my name or don't come. It's really that simple.
And now they're entitled to say that I'll go talk to you anyhow. You'll have an event and I'll also show up to your house. You wish.
My house? Are you mad?
No, because
even, what's called, I was listening to, I think it might have been 3 shots or something. I saw like a clip and it's like, you're at a wedding now, yeah, and one auntie asks you, yo, can you go get me a drink?
Yes, chaser.
Do you go get it?
Yeah. See,
if I'm at your wedding, I'm getting it.
See what I mean? Because of the way we were raised, my instinct would still be to get it. Like my natural instinct to be like, an elder has asked me to do something, and you know what? I'll even gaslight myself. It's actually not that deep. I'm actually just getting a drink.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you know what I'm saying?
If it's grabbing a drink from there, don't send me upstairs. Don't send me outside the venue. You can send me somewhere that I can see. If I can't see it, don't send me.
Yeah, and then I think like I can do all this lip service, but we're also conditioned a certain way to just kind of like respect. And do you know what, that kind of like I remember I think it was actually Bambi's wedding. Do you know Ayodeji and Ayomide? They used to live in Navan.
Yeah.
One of them was with his wife, whichever one is married. I think his name is Beatrice. Whatever, doesn't matter. He was there, and he was sitting, and an auntie came in and said, I'm taking the seat. And he says, no, auntie, my wife is sitting there. And then the auntie having back and forth says, you're not taking the seat, my wife is sitting there. Because she just looked at him like, I'm the auntie, you're the young guy.
I've known you since you were young.
So I'm taking this seat. And he just stood there, and I was like, you know what, that's what it has to be sometimes. Because you just can't let them be like, I am also a married man in my house with a family. I deserve a certain level. Like, all I'm saying is my wife is sitting there, you're not taking her seat, but now you're gonna deem it as me being disrespectful.
But the thing is, even if I'm not married, even if I'm not a married man, I'm not whatever, bruv, you could ask me.
Yeah.
Don't come and tell me that you're taking my seat. Are you mad?
But they just feel like they're entitled to because I am the auntie.
And that's why it's fuck you.
And that's why I asked the question. It was like, you just can come on the energy, greet me now. Who are we greeting? I beg.
Bro.
Like, who is this for greeting today?
Because I was like... Because I've gotten in trouble for so many times. Like, I got in trouble so many times for not greeting people. And like, even sometimes bro, I didn't even see you. Like, it's not even like I saw you and moved my face and I didn't even see you. Now I'm coming to my own shop. Did you? You didn't greet this person.
Why are they snitching? Why are they snitching?
Bro,
like,
and you know what?
Their ego's bruised.
And this thing about it is, I feel like they snitched because they just needed some drama.
Yeah.
There was one time, Paddy's Day, there was like 15 of us going about, They go to my mom's shop. I saw your son with this pretty girl. First of all, I was in the front of the group, she was in the back of the group. We weren't even together. We weren't alone either. Why are you making it seem like that? Because now you remember,
dude. Was there only one girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no. It's happened with different girls.
Man, like, pretty girl.
Relax. Go down. But like, I'm just like, what are you doing?
but that's what it is. They have to see you. They see, even if you see with a group, they'll say, your friend, he was with a gang. And they use terms that makes it seem like it was like he said
they were loitering outside of McDonald's
with a gang. He was, oh my god!
Mom, I was with 3 of my friends.
I said, Mom, that's what you said, Mom. You saw us 4 of us. We walked in. It was Morris and Chris. We came to this house after, and it's like, luckily, sometimes like no parents actually knows their child, but sometimes as a parent, you also need to have a level of trust to your kid because people are gonna come to you. Like, I'm sure people are probably gonna see my son and come to me with different kind of stories. Nobody knows what the son is doing outside, but there's a certain level of trust you kind of have to be like, yeah, but even if it was with a group of people, even if it was with a pretty girl, so fucking what? Like, he does it. Like, he has to build up trust.
About babes in peace.
Like, he's good at home. He helps out at home. His grades are good. His schools are good. So if he wants to enjoy babes now and again, it's all right. Question, talk about pregnancy.
What's called? Do you feel like a lot of us have like issues with PDA because we had to hide our relationships when we were young?
Oh, what a take.
Because like I couldn't be with my girlfriend holding hands walking down the street.
That's a great take.
Like, bro, so
that might be it.
Because how many of us really do PDA?
Yeah. That's what people, the sneaky link culture.
Parents came up with sneaky link culture.
People be going to clubs and people that are fucking and not even saying hi, but they're going home together after.
Yeah, link me 5 minutes down the road, I'll pick you up. Or go home, I'll pick you up from your house.
That could be it. We probably, like, again, speaking of conditioning, we're probably conditioned to maybe not show affection. Even within our households, we're not really like conditioned to even show affection within our household. Never mind then to be seen showing affection outside, then our parents saying about that, and then they're just.
You know what?
That could be it. That's a good take.
Sometimes, having mad lookalikes is long. One time, come home. I finished school, came to my mom's shop. Mom was like, "Did you? Where were you?" I looked down at my uniform. Where did you send me? Apparently, somebody called her. They saw me in Dublin. But that's the kind of shit that happens, bro. Like,
and your mom was just waiting for you to come home.
Mom was waiting for me. She's waiting for me to come. She was like, "So did you?" And you know, my mom was as well. She's one of those ones.
Snitches,
my mom was cheeky as well. She's like, "So did you? Where are you?"
And people are snitching. Bro. Going out their way to even call.
And that's low key why, like, I didn't really mitch from school mainly because I didn't really have anywhere to go. But also, my mom works in town, and it's not like she's in the office or whatever. She works in her shop, so she could be anywhere.
Yeah, anytime.
I can't just book her. And also, I don't have to avoid one person. I've got to avoid every single auntie that comes to the shop. Because you don't know if I'm out for a dentist appointment or if I'm out because I'm snitching.
Back then, it's like one shop really, so everybody knows your mom's shop. So it's like and then the population of black people is even lower. So the likelihood of someone seeing you that knows you, is just not worth it.
And,
like,
and the thing is, like, I don't even have to see them.
Yeah.
And also now I've got to dodge cars, people driving in cars as well.
And they're just looking at you. Saw one auntie look at you and say, "Wait, did you recognize me?" Like, I actually didn't reach school that much either. Also, because I didn't have nowhere to go for school. It was just great. I've always said that school was just fun. But Edge, are we gonna talk about the Black and Irish Awards being back? Oh.
We'll leave that later. Okay. I have a very okay.
All right.
Take this question with a pinch of salt. You don't have to answer yet.
Yeah.
But and don't ask where it came from, But you know the way that, like, we've heard horror stories of, like, you're beaten, and you're like, whose pussy is this?
Yes,
and it's not yours.
Of course.
Now that you're married, can you ask that question with chest?
I'd want to. I would. Because when you're not married, it can't be anyone. When you're not married, it can be anybody's. When you're linking, it can definitely be anybody's. When you're married, it better be mine. Joking, we don't own women's bodies here. We don't own women's bodies. Yeah. Women own them, but well, me, I own that now. Just jokes, I'm just funny. Nah, but imagine still being scared to ask your wife, whose pussy is this? Fair enough, man.
You get caught up in the moment. Whose pussy is this? And she hesitates.
Oh, God. God. You finish with the conversation after. Have you ever had to have tough conversations afterwards? Like or it's just like, or you just avoided it because the vibe was like, you know what, it was so good, I'm just not going to even bring it into
it depends. Are we having one of those sessions that we know we're lying to each other right now? We know that. We can, like, we're both saying wild shit because it's feeling bad.
Or is it one of those ones like, you know you said this during. What do you mean by that?
I think you only really have those conversations with, like let's say I'm linking somebody, yeah. I'm fucking working, I love you.
Just avoid it. Just to air that.
First of all, we're not there.
You're not there. Shock you. Right.
No. Thankfully, I haven't had to have any of those conversations.
Yeah, same. Anyways.
I do have one of my. Fuck it. Let's go. Dilemmas with Dej, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Husband and I invested in a 3-flat building. We live on the top floor. Tenants live on the other floors. My first floor tenant hasn't paid rent in 3 months. Husband said he'd get the rent. I doubted that. Tenant is a couch potato who lost her job. So I fast-tracked the eviction process. The sheriffs arrived weeks later and put her shit out on the curb. Husband is shocked. Why did you do this? I told you I'd get the rent. The husband goes outside to stop the eviction. Deadbeat tenant confronts him. I've been fucking you all month for you to do me like this. It's always somebody fucking somewhere they're not supposed to. He pulls her aside, but he pulls her aside, but I can still hear them. Calm down, I'll fix it. Husband and I fight on site. Sheriff detains us for police. I don't think he's allowed to actually stop the eviction process or whatever. Sheriff tells husband he can't pause the eviction because he has a court order. As we're arrested, husband tells the deadbeat tenant to sleep in our apartment for the night. His sister bills me out the following day. Our apartment is stripped clean, clothes, jewelry, electronics, everything gone. Tenant robbed us. Husband blames me for overreacting and evicting the tenant behind his back. I know I'm not crazy. Our marriage is over. But I need to know, was I wrong?
No, you weren't wrong. Like, you weren't wrong. This nigga said she's paying pussy. She said, hey, that's what he said. He said she was paying pussy. Yeah, he said, I'm leaving you with something. I don't think she's wrong because you haven't gotten rent. She doesn't have a job, so you don't think you're going to get rent. And you think
before all of that, he was fucking her. How could you be wrong?
That's true. That's true.
And you know what? This brings us to a point. Why do women gaslight themselves like this? You were trying to...
we were having yesterday, yeah?
Bro! At what point? Like, because...
Look, I've been the beneficiary of sometimes women gaslighting themselves.
A lot of us have.
But sometimes when it's your friends, cut it out.
Bro.
But you know what? We're going to have some female guests. I'm going to ask them on the pod why they gaslight themselves like this. I'm going to ask them, like, why do you think, like, even what you did, like, I would actually want to know, like, he was cheating on you, yet you still feel like the writer's dilemma asking if you're wrong. Why? Mm-hmm. Is it because your marriage is over and you realize you might have had to play a part in the marriage being over if you didn't overreact? You're trying to take accountability, playing your part in your marriage being over. Like, obviously, we're just talking about this dilemma. So why in that instance did you have to say, am I wrong here for leaving a situation in which you're being cheated on and lied to?
Wait, it's bro. First of all,
robbed.
You told me you're going to get the money. You didn't get the money. I could see where maybe she's like, maybe I shouldn't have gone behind his back and expedited the process. But whether or not you went behind his back, he was fucking her. Mm-hmm. And taking pussy as payment.
Lemland.
Taking pussy as payment. You guys get arrested and he tells her to stay in your apartment, in your bed.
And then you get robbed.
And then you get robbed.
And he tells you, if you
This
didn't
is your
overreact,
fault.
this wouldn't happen.
Because you overreacted because, first of all, I found out you're cheating on me. I found out you're not getting the money because you're fucking her. Mm-hmm. I found out that we get arrested and you tell her to stay in our apartment and we got robbed. For any one of those things, any one of those things is a divorce, is ready for divorce.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe a part of like, am I wrong? That's like facing the reality of your decision, that your marriage is over and the life that you've built or you might have had for however long is also over. There is also that element of like, I've built this thing for 7 years and it has, because I think my friend sent me a dilemma and she's like, guys that are in, for example, 7-year relationships and they move on too quick and they say all the right things to the next girl. They say, oh, we're going to move on, you blah, 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 blah. They also haven't kind of acknowledged that whatever version of the life they had for 7 years is dead. And they have to, maybe mourn is a bit of an extreme word.
No, you got to mourn.
Yeah, but they got to mourn that process and go through that process of accepting that whatever life you've built or whatever life you had and the version of your life you just had is over.
It's never going to be the same.
Before you move. Exactly. So in that case, maybe in accepting this decision she just made, she has to be like, did I make the right decision? Because I have to now live with the decision I've made. Mm-hmm. I guess that's probably why they gaslight. In that case, I could see why she gaslit herself.
But bro, like, yeah, no, what's called? Next female guest we got questions for you.
Yeah, whoever it is at the station, we have questions.
I have one more with the pastor that's kind of wild.
Let's go and then we wrap it up.
All right, cool. I had profound, meaningful sexual and emotional affair with my pastor for a few months.
Okay.
The first lady was losing her battle with cancer and he needed a comfort partner. While she made the transition, I made myself available because I knew he would be a widower soon. The first lady had lost 60 pounds and she wore shades to hide her face. Beyond sex, I did other things to bring value to his life. I babysat their children and I launched a successful fundraiser for the church's building fund. The more I did for him, however, the less he wanted me around.
Oh.
I asked a person I trusted if she thought the pastor would marry me after the first lady succumbed to cancer. This woman was blunt. She's not dying. She had weight loss surgery. You think you're special to him, but you're not. Every female on his staff has bent over in his office and his secretary has been waiting for the marriage to end for years. I sent my pastor a text about this revelation and he replied that my spiritual and psychological needs are beyond the scope of what I'm qualified to give and you should find another church home immediately. He included
He kicked her out of church.
He included a list of churches and psychiatrists in the state. I'm an anointed child of God. He can't do this to me. Advice.
My voice. Read the name of the podcast. Charge it to game, man. You gotta charge it. You gotta charge that when you got God.
That's beyond God.
So I sometimes say that to my friend. I'm like, look, you just took the L on this one.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Charge it.
If she took a ladder and climbed into his house.
See, this is what you have to ask. What did he do?
You know what? I hear it.
What did you do honestly, for her to be crazy?
The fun thing is, I have another one.
I saw something like that on the Pivot podcast, where the pastor proposes to his new wife, at his service, but the service is it's her husband's funeral. So he's fighting his first lady while he's doing the husband's funeral and he proposes to her there.
There's certain things, yeah. Like, you know what? If she stabbed him, I couldn't be mad. I hear it. I actually hear it.
Like, that one is... And the fear of, like, these guys could just be suicide bomber. This guy could be, like, I guess then they'll be like, they'll gaslight you.
Yeah, but, bro... First of all,
he gave her a list of psychiatrists to go to for her.
No, but like bro. The thing is, yeah, the wife knows.
Yeah,
because if he's beat everybody regular, that's on the team,
yeah,
and also she's babysitting their kids, she has to. There's no way she doesn't know.
Yeah, and some people are okay with certain arrangements as long as they can maintain a certain life. Like some people know, like, yeah, he gets pussy on the side, but I get to live this life. And I wouldn't trade that. Some people know. Some people know and accept it. Even if they don't say it out loud. They know. They know.
Yeah.
It's just put there. In that case, she said, when people the thing is, when people write that kind of thing, when they say advice, what do they want us to say?
I don't know.
Like, oh, go to tell his wife and go tell the congregation, scare everything. There's no winning. There is no outcome that you can come out looking on, being on top.
Yeah, but the thing is, does that there's no winning mentality is the reason why, even on the like essay tip, why a lot of people can keep doing what they're doing.
I would say so. Because a lot of people, to yourself, you can maybe gaslight themselves and say like, what if I say, what am I going to get from this? What does it really do? Doesn't do? I'd rather just move on from it. And blah, blah. A lot of people can just be
like, and trust me, you know me, I'm the king of, if you're taking L's, take it in private. Why do you have to come and tell everybody that you're taking an L? But the thing is, let's look at the Diddy situation. I understand that, like, people are saying it's more because, like, he went against the drinks company and he was suing them. So
the cold conspiracy.
Yeah. I don't even think that's conspiracy, to be honest. Like,
maybe $1 billion corporations, if you're sued for $1 billion, they'll be like, let's get this guy out of here.
Yeah, because it's like, bro,
if you fuck with the wrong person in this life.
Yeah, but even remove that for a second, yeah. If Cassie didn't come out to sue him, does all this come? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, does the first person have to come out and take the L publicly? Yeah. Because like now that secretary that was getting fucked and is waiting for his wife to die. If she comes out and then this other woman comes out, I fucked him too. I fucked him too. Does then you don't have, like, obviously they always say there's power in the group. Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, it takes one brave person.
Does he, like? But you get what I'm trying to say?
100% what I say. It takes one brave person to speak, and then will give courage to others. And which is kind of like what the Me Too movement started. It took one brave person, whoever the brave person is, and that's sometimes it's like I don't want to use negative. It's also the effect of being the first. You might not be the one that benefits, but you've done, like, the fact that Diddy's getting out of here. Like, okay, maybe. I know Cassie got like 30 million, whatever, and she's getting her justice. But the first person to say it might amount to nothing. But like you say, then second person, third person. By the time people finish speaking, it's like, oh, if you didn't start this, we wouldn't be where you are. And then you might not get the justice that you might have wanted, but overall, justice kind of got served.
Yeah, but that's kind of shit though.
I know. And that's what we say about life. There's a lot of gray areas. It's not just as it's not as black as white, and we would all like it to be. Yeah. And there's a lot of nuance and context within life, and that's why sometimes it makes these conversations and things even more difficult to have. Yeah.
Also, side note, I think they killed Diddy, by the way.
Already?
No, I think they're gonna kill him.
No, I think I've heard this as well. He knows too much about too many people,
bro.
Too many. Like, and he was in there for too long, and he knew too many things.
And how many tapes does this nigga have?
Yeah,
bro, they're getting him the fuck out of here. Like, he's not spending the rest of his life in jail. I feel like, bro,
and he's gonna be the new cycle
in the next 3, maybe even 2 years. I think they're off him.
Because there's no way he can come back in society, anyways. Even if it's say 20 years, because he's only about 50 now, 60. Is he 50?
He's in his 50s, I think.
Like, to be back out by 60, a lot of people be like, we can't let this. Not even because he might do it again, because of what he knows. He just can't come back because if he knows where the tapes, like, if whatever they found, who knows if he knows if more are hidden somewhere. People just, a lot of powerful people cannot let this guy back out in society.
Forget about back in society, bro. They're taking him off this planet, and then that's just like what's called Epstein with his island. Yeah. So to this day, we still don't know who was there.
We don't know the list of the people.
Come on, come the fuck on.
And then they said him. They was on suicide watch. The camera just happened to die when he committed suicide.
Bro, we've all.
Do they think we're stupid? Do they think we're dumb?
Like, you know, you guys drip feed us this information in TV shows, and when we said, come on, like, because you know what it is, yeah. The older you get, there's certain things you only see on TV, yeah. And the older you get, the more you see those things happening in real life, and it's like, also my other thing is like, the person that wrote this came from somewhere. Like,
art imitates life.
Exactly.
So, that's why they said Vince McMahon. Eventually, it couldn't just be art. Something was happening in his life, like. When musicians write, whatever you do, that's why a lot of artists snitch on themselves through their lyrics, because subconsciously they can't help it. They have to do what they live.
And that's why when my favorite artists are going through some shit,
yeah,
I'm gonna be like, that next album going to be fine.
Yeah, because I give him this life. So a lot of these people are like, yeah, because again, in hindsight, but there's a lot of Diddy interviews where people he's joking and laughing, especially the one on Conan O'Brien. He's like talking about like oils and locking doors, and I was like. He was just saying this.
What's called like how you get the party? You make sure you turn up the heat.
Turn up the heat. People are smooth, and I'm like, he was. And then people just took it as comedic. I was like, he's obviously because it sounded so crazy that you're like, there's no, he doesn't do this. He doesn't just like, there's no way anybody does this. And then you're like, yeah,
but it's also the thing is like, it's the same way. Obviously different, very very different. But like when you go through someone's phone, I'm like, even if there's something there or not, if you're looking for something, you're gonna find something. Because like the thing is like let's say someone goes through their wife's phone now, even if it's a friendly conversation with somebody, I don't have the context of your friendship. I don't have the context of whatever. And if I'm looking for something, there's going to be something that annoys me. Even
especially if you're looking at it from that angle, I'm like, I want to find something to annoy me.
Do you get what I'm saying? And even if your wife didn't open the message or reply, why is he texting you?
Yeah. And it'll be comments like, why is he texting you? Oh, he's asking to come for lunch. How often do you guys have lunch? And it's like, what
and then that's when we all got to spin the table. Why does he feel comfortable enough to ask you for lunch?
Gotta gaslight him.
Oh, good.
Right.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out, guys. Yeah, if you guys made it to the end of this party, you like anything that we said today, well, you can charge.
Bang, bang.
Thank you for listening.